and I came in as part of a consulting team, and we kind of, in essence, tore that business down to the floorboards and rebuilt, and ended up doing billions of dollars in revenue with that business. And it was a really, really positive experience, and learned a ton, and that company was owned by a private equity group. And when revenue softened, we'd softened for about 18 months. When revenue softened, I think they looked at my income, and they thought that, hey, if we get rid of that income, we make more money, And so without a phone call, boom, lost your entire income, entire community. They kind of like positioned you as, all of a sudden, you go from like, we love him and we're thankful he, has built this business, to he's a villain. I was like, that was a weird transition in one night, And so you definitely, you learn a lot during those experiences. You learn a lot about, who people really are and who they really aren't, that kind of thing, who's really with you. And you want to know one thing that's so beautiful. Like if you look at trees that have a lot of wind or a lot of resistance, their root systems get really deep, and their root systems get interconnected with the other trees, and they strengthen each other. It's one of the beautiful things about what happens when there's challenge. And my friends, our community is, in so many ways, stronger right now than we've ever been, because our roots get anchored and we get interconnected with each other. We say, hey, we're a team. We're a team. It's like if you pick on my little sister, you pick on me. If you pick on my older brother, you pick on me. And you pick on my family, you're picking on me. That kind of thing. So it's just, we all kind of get strengthened together. You get better together. When that happened a year ago, I started asking myself the question of, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And ultimately, what I came to is, I feel like our sales channel and our country are kind of in chaos, right? There's an underneath tone of it. I just thought, man, I want us to go build the next generation of leaders in our country, and it starts ultimately with me and you. It's the Gandhi idea of like, be the change you wish to see. And so, I had reconnected with Truman Hunt. I would just ask him questions. He was just like this kind of a great mentor to me. I just listened to his perspective. He had so much wisdom. And when I said, I want to build a community of people again, I want to go build a community where we can pour into people's lives and pour into families' lives, and really help people to be the one they were born to be, and to be the one that lives a life and writes a story that future generations know who they are. Because I want you to write in the chat here real quick. Write down this number, 4,094. 4,094. So 4,094. If you think of your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparents and your great-great-grandparents, my friends, 12 generations up, going up that line, 12 generations up was 4,094 people. 4,094 people from all over the world have come together to create you. And you are the one for your family. You are the one that these 4,094 people from all over the world lived for, bled for, cried for, died for, gave everything they had for, was for you to have this moment right now. Like these breaths that you get, these are all gifts, the whole thing. And these folks gave everything they had is for you to be the one for your family, where future generations look up in their family lineage and they say, it was her, or it was him. He's the one that changed it for our family forever. She's the one that taught us the economic principles that changed our family forever. Or the courage and the resilience and the faith. It was my great-great-great-grandpa, my great-great-great-grandma. Man, when people try to tear her down, she just was too strong. Her strength of her character was just too strong. And they're telling your story. They know who you are. That is really, I feel like my life's mission is to help you to realize the real power of who you really are, and to go be the one that changes your family's life forever. And so I wanted to create, a situation where we had economic opportunity for people, where we could help change their economic situation. And then that led into, Truman and I having this conversation about peptides. And, we thought, what if there was a way that they came from nature versus from a lab? What if, instead of doing kind of the therapeutic peptides, which are the synthetic chemical compounds, you have to inject them, the whole thing. What if there was like a different way to do this? And sort of finding these labs all over the world that were doing bioactive peptides, this research, using artificial intelligence. And also we're like, man, that's going to be big. I was like, dude, let's freaking do this, And we started putting the team together. Bob Finnegan came with us, and, Truman said, he'd be willing to come mentor all of us and show us how to do it. Our CEO, you're going to actually meet tomorrow on the team call. Tomorrow on the team call is going to be a big deal as we announce our CEO of Make Wellness. And I'm so excited for you guys to meet this person. I trust them implicitly. I would, man, go to bat for this person, and they are as good as it gets in our space. In fact, the best around, right? Best in class. In fact, we have some big hires happening on the corporate side right now that are going to be big announcements in our space. And so this team started coming together. What Wes said is right. We are a team of destiny. I want you to know something. I believe, and by the way, I want you to always know, you can believe what you believe, and I'm cool with that. I honor that, but I want to share with you what I believe, right? I believe that God blesses intention. Like, in other words, there is vibration. There is like high state of mind, low state of mind, high vibe, low vibe. There is darkness, there is light, there is evil, there is good. And I believe God blesses intention and, purpose, right? Our business was built to be a force for good in the world. This whole Make Wellness movement was designed. It was created with pure intention. The intention was pure. The intention wasn't make $1 bazillion. The intention wasn't go, step down, push someone else down. The intention was to be a force for good in the world. And the intention was to create a community where we can pour into people's lives and help someone to be the best version of themselves. And that with the time that we get, the breath, the time, the energy that we get, we can do good work. We can do work that matters. We can make a dent in the future of wellness. We can help improve people's health and their vitality in their life, help them to live, a more fit, more lean, more energized, more focused, more calm, and more hydrated life, And, this is just the beginning. We're actually meeting with our, one of our primary partners tomorrow about multiple new peptides that are on the horizon. I mean, big, research that's happening there. A few of my partners are going to be meeting with them tomorrow. So, my friends, this is just the beginning of where all this is going. It's just the start. But here we are. I started telling the story back in April. I would do Zooms. In fact, I did Zooms with a bunch of you. And the Zooms literally started one person at a time. I'd go through the thing, and I'd go through the thing, and then there'd be 2 people, and then 3, and then 4, and then 12. And, we got to a point where we'd have thousands of people on these Zooms. It was just unbelievable. And August 1st, we started the pre-enrollment. We said, let's do this. To give you some context, about 10 years ago, I did a pre-enrollment with my former business. We pre-enrolled 1,000 people. 1,000 people pre-enrolled with us in a 3.5 month period. Here in just over 2 months, we had 60,000. It was just like, this is just unbelievable. It's like what Wes was talking about. This is just one of those moments and one of those movements and one of those things that happen. And of course, whenever something that is a force for good like that happens, of course, you're going to have, critics and doubters and haters and wreckers, people that tried to wreck versus be a builder. You'll have people that it brings out insecurities and fears and doubts in people, that kind of stuff. And they'll try and tear you down versus build you up. And instead of saying, hey, go for it, man, go make your dreams happen, they'll try and tear you down. My friends, it's just all part of the game. It's like all part of life. You wouldn't understand light unless you knew darkness. You wouldn't understand sweet unless you tasted bitter. You wouldn't understand joy unless you felt pain and sadness. And so it's all part of this overall journey. It's like there's like opposition in all things. There's a contrast in all things. And so, here we are the night before we start shipping products, the night before we start, taking our very first orders. And it's just a special, special night. And again, I got some details to walk you through too, to make it as smooth as possible. But I want you to know this, regardless of what bumps come or what challenges we face, we're a team of destiny. And I truly believe God will bless our intention. And it doesn't mean that we'll always be perfect. In fact, we'll be just human like you are. We'll all, make our mistakes. We'll all, improve and take accountability and ownership and so on. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to go build a very, very, very special business. We're going to go be a massive force for good around, literally, ultimately around the entire world, where millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people and ultimately families' lives will be changed because of the work that we're going to start tonight and ultimately tomorrow morning. So just love you guys. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored to be doing this with you. I'm going to share a screen with you real quick, kind of walk you through. I'm going to walk you through